And we're in. And welcome. Wait a second, let me change this. There we go. And there we go. That's a lot better, right? Yeah. So, welcome back to Terraria Blue Mage playthrough. Our last episode, we took on the Frost Moon. And we actually defeated one Ice Queen, which was surprising. Yeah. So, anyways, I did fight 4 more off camera. Ended up using all my skeleton skulls because I needed to get all of our items. And then, of course, I went back to our gnome farm and reforged them, so we have our mythical lizard stuff, our mythical or godly North Pole. It can't get anything better than godly. I tried. Legendary Christmas tree and mythical razor pine. So let me show these off. So as you can see, this shoots off ornaments. They kind of mimic the attacks of the tree, because it shoots ornaments. The only difference is the ornaments fall, whereas the other ones were more like projectiles, but it still could be useful, especially if you do something like this. You shoot it all up, you let it rain down upon your enemy. Could be useful. But it's a melee weapon, so melee armor, and we know how that went. Yeah, and then we have the North Pole, which is another melee weapon. It's a spear. Well, the thing is, the spears it shoots drop snowflakes, kind of like what the Ice Queen does. But as you can see, you can really, if you just aim up, make it rain ice. It's pretty powerful, but it's another one where, kind of like the Christmas tree, I see it, but I don't know. If we have to, we have to, but our melee sucked last time. Now getting on to the actual magic weapons. We have the Razor Pine, which, as you can see, shoots pine needles. Very, very fast. And this used to be like one of the strongest weapons in the game. And as you can see, they're both insane, this shoots actually faster, uses less mana, but does less damage. So I guess rate of fire over damage could be good. Could be our laser machine gun's better. This might go through less mana. I don't know. I have to test and see, but that one actually is a blue mage spell because the tree did attack us with leaves. And lastly, we have the Blizzard Staff, which, well, summons icicles that the boss actually shoots wherever your cursors shoot while aiming. It is specifically down though, so you kind of have to make sure you're aiming correctly. Yeah, but if I remember correctly, this is actually incredibly strong. Let's see, 67, not bad. It's on par with it, same speed, same crit. It uses more mana though. But I think the difference is if I click once, it shoots 5, whereas this only shoots 2. Yeah, so essentially each of those, this is basically doing roughly 170 if both hit, where this is doing close to 300 if they all hit. Yeah, and I guess I should do that with this one too, the Razor Pine. One shot. Sometimes 2, sometimes 4, it varies. Yeah, this is probably what we're going to use to beat the game. I think it's the strongest weapon we have available to us, so yeah, that's what we're running with, the Blizzard Staff. And we're going to leave all of our weapons in our inventory. We might test them out. And we won't need you. I think you've overstayed your welcome. I think it's literally just these two. Just because this is bonus damage. Actually, that's not going to be worth it either. I think the 34 damage is worthless. I think we can literally only use our Blizzard Staff. Or should use our Blizzard Staff. You sure you guys still keep the Ichor? Alright, I will. So, what's the plan for today? Well, very simply put, time to begin the true final boss, and to do that, we need to take on the Lunatic Cultist. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go, because normally by the time I take him on, I do use the Duke Fishroll mount, but again, this is not blue magic. Therefore, I cannot use it. I can only use my wings. So, yeah, I will cut, we will fight the Lunatic, and I guess see where the time is. No guarantee we'd be in the first try, right? Alright, no more wasting time. I'll cut to when we're at the Lunatic Cultist base well, fight a Lunatic. And by the way, that's not insane, although technically it is. it's because they worship Moon Lord, so Luna, Lunar, all that good stuff. Anyways, be right back. Alright, we're back. I got them to spawn, and it looks like it's a full moon, just great. But here we have our old reliable arena. We do have some honey. Not the honey blocks we would like, but you know what? Let's just go for it, okay? Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? So, let's do it. Lunatic Cultist versus Blue Mage. Buff up. Not gonna forget those. And again, we don't really need honey because we have our own healing. Now, my only concern is mana. I did use a lot during the farming session. Luckily for us, Lunatic Cultist is a stationary target, so our icicles should rip them to shreds. And of course, we get a ridiculous amount of healing for that. And too bad we can't get a weapon from him. Okay, we stop. Yep, got the right one. Gotta make sure to hit the right one, otherwise he summons a dragon and it's incredibly annoying. Yeah, as you can see, Lunatic Cultist really not the most difficult if you know what you're doing, and I am scrolling up. Oop, top one again. Alright. Yeah, because if you screw up, he summons a copy of himself and a phantom dragon. And I don't know what happens if you... I think if you let him cast a circle, he does the same thing. So you really got to be on target. Okay, yeah, this icicle staff... Wait. Oh, dang it. I didn't realize he was doing the circle. Now you get to see what I mean. There's a double and there's a dragon. Luckily, you can defeat the dragon. Oh, this is bad. Luckily, though, I have ridiculous healing, and the only way to get rid of the double is to... get rid of the dragon is to actually do... Nope! Dang it! Residual ice. Now I'm making it ridiculously hard on myself, and I shouldn't be, but that's the problem with just obliterate everything around you. We're still doing alright, but if I keep screwing it up, well, it's gonna get bad. Okay, stop firing. Nope. Now I want to stop firing, right? Yeah. Nope, missed again. Better throw on a heal. Oh, this is the worst Lunatic Cultist fight I've ever had, and it's all because of this AoE attack. It's horribly embarrassing. And yeah, I'm new to Ichor, so I was right to pretty much only want to grab this. Alright, come down here. Thank you. Alright, got rid of one. Simple, just don't use it. That's why we keep the Ichor. Thank you, Orbo. Thank you, that really helped. But again, we weren't really in danger only once, and even then we only used one healing potion. Because our armor heals us. Okay, now we stop. Switch. There we go. Now we only have one copy and we're done. We're done, we're done, we're done. And what do we get for our trouble? The relic and the manipulator, which is used for crafting. Yeah. And now we take on the annoying part. And by that, I mean we go back to base and see if they've appeared on the map. Yes, okay, so we have Solar there, Vortex there, Stardust there, and Nebula over there. The next stage is Pillars. And you know what, we'll leave... No. You know what, I'll show you what the Solar Pillar is like, for those of you who don't happen to know. This is gonna be... Well, I do have buffs on, but the Solar is probably one of the worst pillars. Which is why it sucks to be melee. No, I wish I... Okay, here we go. So as you can see, you get close to the Solar Pillar, solar enemies start spawning, and... Yeah, these pillar enemies, I guess we'll call them, do ridiculous damage. Like, you are guaranteed to perish several times. Yeah, that's pretty much what you have to look forward to. As you can see, we must defeat 100 enemies before we even get access to the pillar. Yeah, so the pillars are mostly, live, die, repeat. That's all you can pretty much do, because they last forever, although if you take too long, the pillars do sink. It takes them forever, but if they get to the bottom, then they despawn. Luckily, we're not going to have to worry about that, because we're just going to focus them. So it's going to take a lot of time. But, we'll tackle that next time. And don't worry, I will do some skipping if I keep perishing too much. Yes, I said if. We might actually do decent. Probably not, but, we'll see next time, won't we? Yeah, that was Lunatic Cultist, and I made it so much more difficult for myself, but even then, pretty easy. Pretty easy. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed gaming. This has been The Mechanist, logging off. Until next time.